Alright, what's up, y'all? So, I'm doing a quick video. So those of you, I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot. Just trying to give everybody some more pointers. So those of you who have don't pay attention to that hole, because that had nothing to do with that. That was done when I bought the car. The guy before me tried to install a tack, and yeah, did that. So I'm gonna fix that later, but I ain't really too concerned about it right now. All right, so first of all, this is my I got other videos that I have not put out yet. This is my 1980 Chevrolet Malibu. My garage is a mess. I've been working. I just finished putting 373 gears in here. So that's the old. I think it was a 234 or something like that. Pinion and ring gear and the open diff. So just got done doing that. I haven't test drove it yet, but I did the whole setting the pinion depth and all that good stuff. I also have a method in particular that I use for that, to set the pinion depth and make sure it's right. It's actually a lot easier, and it literally got everything dead on. And you can use this same method for a lot of other stuff, but I'll probably do that in another video. This video is not about that. This video is about this gauge cluster right here. Alright, so the shadow box, which is this back piece right here, this back carbon fiber piece. It's not carbon fiber, but I wrapped it. I wrapped it with carbon fiber vinyl wrap because I was drilling holes for my indicators right here, my turn signal. I had to enlarge those slightly, and those I got these indicators from Amazon. The arrows, the check engine light, the emergency brake or parking brake, and then the high-low beam indicator. Got those from Amazon for like $8 a piece. And I got these Autometer Z series. They're all electrical, full electric gauges. So I'm going to be putting those in. This is just a little short video to tell you, okay, when you install this shadow box, right? This shadow box screws in right where my finger's pointing, right there. See that little screw right there where my finger's at? And then right there. I'm doing this. I don't have a stand or anything right now. I don't know where it's at. But yeah, that's where it screws in at, right? So you got to drill holes right there for it to screw in to the other side. And you got to drill a hole right there, and it'll screw in to the other side. Drill a hole in the inside of your bezel. So I got this from Dixie Restoration. They're really awesome people to work with, and they are very nice. They're very helpful. So what I'm going to do, basically, okay, so when you take your gauge bezel out and your old gauges, which mine had the rectangular gauges, you have to make sure you get the shadow box that's made for the sweep gauge, that one right there, the sweeping speedo. You got to make sure it's made for that, or make sure you buy the shadow box that's made for that. So I've done all this wiring myself and labeled everything. As you can see, it looks sloppy from the video, but I promise you it's very organized. It's just how I chained everything together. But anyway, so in order to do this, you have to take that. So you take your whole gauge part out right here. That whole section where your vents are attached to. There'll be screws. There's one stud there, and there's one there, right? So you take that whole thing out after you pull all your wires through, okay? And once you do that, once you take this out, you're gonna come up with I have a spare one. So this you have to cut out. All right. So I have a multi-purpose tool that I use for everything. An oscillating tool, which is right there. That thing works wonders. Makes cutting stuff very easy and modifying. you have to cut all this out depending on what gauges you use. Autometer gauges are massive in the back. They have a lot of overhang. So therefore, you have to get rid of. So you see all that overhang. Yeah. So because of the way they're made, they're huge. They will not fit in this box. So you're gonna have to cut all that out where your lights are, which doesn't matter because you're not gonna be using it anyway. You're not using any of that. I have a spare one to show you what that looks like if I can find it. Yeah. Okay. So this is my spare. Just in case I screwed it up. You have to cut all that out where your bulb sockets go in and your factor gauges. Cut all this out. Make sure you don't cut your bolt holes out. Do not cut your mounting holes out. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 holes where you mount this outer bezel dash piece. And your harness actually goes right there, but you can unsnap that and push it out because you're going to be tapping into these wires right here for your indicators and your gauge lights and dimming and all that good stuff. But yeah, you're going to have to cut all this out, okay? Because those gauges ain't going to fit. So the next thing is when you have this bezel piece right here in that I cut, when you have it in there, you do not have enough room to swing this bezel in, right? So you got two options. You can trim this piece right here. You can trim this piece right here. Because I just noticed this, and I talked to the guy on the phone from Dixie Restoration. He's very helpful. And I told him, what I was doing, and he was trying to tell me, where it curves at, you're going to have to trim. Well, I think, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm pretty positive. I actually kind of test fitted it, and I can see what he's talking about, but yours is going to be slightly different than mine. I mean, I have a floor shifter in mine. I do not have the column shifter, so that's one thing you're going to have to figure out yourself as well, because your park, reverse, all that stuff indicator is right there, and then you have the needle that's attached to your steering column, which I don't use anymore because I have a floor shifter, B&M shifter now. But anyway, you have to cut this out in order for that to go past that bezel piece that I trimmed right there. You're gonna have to cut that out because it's not gonna fit because of how it curves back. My solution for that: take the 2 bolts that hold the steering column loose. Just loosen them enough to give you enough clearance to sneak this in behind it. And once you get it up there and get everything situated, just tighten those bolts back up. That's all you got to do. So I want this thing to look as good as possible. I mean, bear in mind that hole right there. Like I said, I'm going to do something with that. I'm going to clean this up and probably cut out something, get some epoxy or something, and just patch that hole, and I'll probably wrap this in more carbon fiber just so it kind of looks better than what that is, because I hate that hole. I hate that he did that. But yeah, so like I said, just a quick little video on this Dixie Restoration shadow box for El Camino and Malibu with the sweep gauge. Like I said, 19, what is it, 78 to 81 or 80, something like that. Like I said, if you have a sweep gauge, this is what I have done so far. This is my idea as far as installing this. So yeah, because I don't think I've seen a video with the shadow box yet, or as far as installation. I didn't really look. I just want to do it. I like figuring things out. So this is my method, and I'm pretty sure it'll work for you as far as clearing this once it's installed. You'll see what I'm talking about, because you kind of gotta. This kind of has to sit in and recessed in and sit back, and it won't do that because it's notch right here. But like I said, if you loosen the 2 bolts on the steering column, drop it down slightly, to give you that look, and it's not much either. So that's why I said if you want to avoid cutting more plastic right here and take a risk of not cutting it clean and seeing it, you can avoid that by just loosening up the steering column just enough to drop it down so you can sneak it past this piece right here, and you'll be good to go. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and start wiring this up, and I'll do another video of maybe a little snippet here and there of me putting it in and showing you guys what I did. But I definitely need both my hands. I don't have a way to really put this where y'all can see what I'm doing, but I promise I'll do the best I can. But for now, yeah, but for now, I guess that's it, and I'm out.